All
Let
right.
on this one is, I believe, as Janai you put it earlier, not sad but a smidge melancholy.
Yeah,
Um,
it's more reflective than sad. It's at a midpoint in a relationship, not a disastrous point, but like it's very reflective.
yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the Born of Want series because this
Yes,
is part
okay.
four?
Yeah, so this is part four of an AU, which I originally wrote after Homestuck 2 released an update where Rose, Jade, and Kanaya had a little bit of an issue with their relationship. And I really didn't like it, and it really hurt me a lot. So I wrote a story that was set in an alternative post Act 7 epilogue continuity where a number of things are different, including June being there and Rose, Jade, and Kanaya all get into a relationship together. Um, yes, fix it, fic, but more like this could be better, fic. And then the next part that is safe for work in the Board of Want series is about June and Terezi and Roxy and has like gender stuff going on. Doesn't really relate to this fic. This fic specifically was written for the Loneliest Girl Zine, which is a Jade zine, which you should absolutely check out. It's really good. It's got a lot of really cool art, a couple of really good fics, and it is available in the link in here. And this is basically just a conversation between Jade and Kanaya. The other thing about this AU is that this is the only thing I've ever written where it actually has me as a narrative insert, that literally just me and how I think. So all of the black text that you'll see is just literally my thoughts, basically me talking to my own characters, and that's pretty much it.
And then there's some art by Crow
Yes,
and the because this is a cool illustrated fic.
yeah,
We're gonna be reading the image version, but the second chapter of this is an accessible text only version.
yes. Yes, there's this was made to look like a phone running a version of it like Discord like called Pestacord. Crow did really nice art for this, which I used for the cover and for the profile pictures. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
give Crow a follow on Twitter if you haven't already.
that is twitter.com/yo it's crow.
Yeah.
I think they're like 5 away from 3K, which is cool.
Yes, they are. Help Crow reach 3,000 followers. And all of this, if you go to this on AO3, it has links to all of the relevant things, including
Yeah.
Crow's Twitter and the zine as well.
Yeah. Okay, so tags and such real fast. Teen up audiences, no archive warnings apply. Lesbians.
Yes.
Homestuck, Jade, Rose, Kanaya. The characters in this though are Jade and Kanaya, and we have a narrator. Established relationship, feelings, late night conversations, texting, polyamory, polyamorous character. We are in a canon divergence AU, post canon on Earth C, self doubt, transfemale character, gap filler, emotional baggage, emotions, graphical fic, graphics, Discord conversation, chatting and messaging, transfem Jade Harley, transfem Kanaya Mariam.
Yeah.
Uh, we sort of just already did all this, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's very straightforward. Doesn't really require knowledge of the AU, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and
All
here's
right.
here's this piece of art that Kerr did.
Yeah.
Okay, can I? Okay, now I'm going to be Jade in both halves of these, presumably.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Oh god damn it.
What's wrong?
Ban user.
Oh, we've got a fucking
This is
bot.
Jade. Okay.
I love
Anyways.
how they have the weird text so that they can avoid like auto screening and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but Bucky, I wanted to become famous.
You know, I'm already famous enough.
Mm,
This is a good amount of fame, actually.
right amount of fame. Yeah, they've been popping up a lot lately. We got like two of them on the last stream that Crow did.
They're probably incoming because the glitch con was this weekend, so they're just more actors and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, the art of Kanai and Jade is really good. Crow does really good art, and they're really cool, and they do a lot of projects, so follow
Yeah.
them. Alrighty.
Commission them for cool art for your fix.
Yes, commission them for cool art for your fix.
That's just real quick sidebar. I'm sorry. Real quick sidebar.
No,
If
no,
you're
you're
like,
good.
hey, I want to commission somebody, but I don't know what for, because like that's something that I've been kicking around. I'm like, well, like I want to commission people, but like, what's the point of just like getting a piece of art? You can just that's how you get art of your OCs, dude. That's you. If you're like, man, I don't feel like I can draw, and you want like you can ask for really specific meme shit too if you want, like that. I don't know. Or like do concepts for a fic or something, or art that you can throw in on the bottom
Yeah,
of your fics. That's not. I know that that's like specific for writers and such, but it's just I don't know.
yeah,
Lots of people have
because like
OCs.
I do design work. I did all the graphic design for this fic, but I
Thanks,
don't
Alex.
draw very well, so I just asked Crow to draw it.
Yeah,
Because Crow does draw well.
you did do all the
Alrighty.
graphic design in this fic, though.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, everything that's not the profile pictures and the cover picture is my work. So yeah, alrighty.
Okay,
Whenever
all
you're
right,
ready.
now I can start. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't know what to do now.
Why aren't you happy?
Of course I'm happy. I've never been happier.
Are you trying to convince me or yourself?
Stop it. I'm not trying to convince anyone.
But
But it's complicated. Are you still up?
No, Jade, this is a recorded auto-response message. I'm learning to do more human things, like mislead people regarding my wakefulness.
Well, when you're awake, I need to talk to you. Want to talk to you.
Jade, that was a human joke. I have fooled you because I was actually responding all along. I misled you, but in a way which provided momentary amusement.
Oh!
What did you want to talk about?
Do you ever feel lonely?
How is it complicated? Not saying that to be facetious. I genuinely don't know your meaning here.
I feel like I should be different now. Everyone's figuring their shit out. Rose and Kanaya are so good to me. But,
You still feel like something's not right.
yeah.
I am unsure of the meaning behind this.
You know what? Never mind.
Jade, this is obviously important. This is not a typical time of day to have mundane conversations, either of the human sort or otherwise.
Yeah, just. I don't know.
Would it help to reassure you that I love you very much? Rose as well, although she is presently asleep.
Okay, but why? It just feels like things should maybe be different. Like, I'm out here talking to you, and I'm back there talking to Kanaya. I feel like I'm two people at the same time.
It's a disconcerting experience, I'm sure.
Don't patronize me.
I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. Why what?
Why do you both love me? I'm not saying I don't believe you, but why?
Is this more of an existential question, or do you just want me to tell you how beautiful you are?
Stop it. I'm blushing now.
A normal response, I am told.
Thank you. But no, more the first one.
The question of one's essential worthiness of love.
Yeah. I was supposed to figure all this stuff out. Like, I'm the woman who's in this relationship, but still also the girl alone on the island. It doesn't feel like I've earned anything.
Why is that important to you? The feeling of earning your own happiness.
Not my happiness exactly, but I don't know, okay?
Isn't it, though? Isn't that how it feels?
I guess I'm just used to everything being something I have to do myself, you know? Like I was saying before, I don't feel like I've earned it.
I do not recall you saying that before.
Oh, shit, sorry. I thought I said that.
Regardless, I think I understand the essential meaning, and I empathize with how you feel, having been made to feel very similar way about nearly everything. Alternia was not a kind place, generally speaking.
Then how did you deal with it? You always look like you've got your stuff so together.
I find appearance and reality are often quite divorced from one another.
Are you saying I haven't earned happiness yet?
What? No, that's not something you have to earn in the first place. Don't you think you're worthy of that just by virtue of existing?
I don't know. It's been so much happening, one thing after another, and I don't know. The world ends. I'm in the game. I'm a god. I just feel like I slipped through the cracks of the world at some point. Here I am, out here, but also I'm still there. It's
Disconcerting?
terrifying, and it's so lonely. I feel like I'm always about to fall apart all of the time, Kanaya. Look at how I acted when I tried to tell Rose how I felt.
I will admit that was awkward, but charming in a highly endearing way. Also, the end result was pleasant, I would say.
Blushing.
A normal human response, as I said before.
God, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve Rose.
That is an objectively untrue statement. Why are you spreading human lies in my good Christian pestacord chat?
I guess that it's that I don't really belong anywhere. I was alone growing up. Grandpa died when I was a baby, and I don't know. Beck was nice, but Beck was also a dog. Godlike dog with powers, but still a dog. Everything I had to figure out. No one ever gave me any real feedback. Not for the longest time.
Yeah, I can't say understand precisely, but I do understand loneliness and feeling like you're just on your own.
Like, even the silliest stuff. Like, I always knew I was a girl. And then I get on the internet and there's suddenly people, they're telling me there's reasons I couldn't be one. I didn't know how to feel about that. And then other people telling me it's okay, that there's a word for that. I feel like I was being told I couldn't be myself by half the people and I'm fine by the other half.
I understand. Maybe more than I'd like to admit.
You always do this.
I am sorry. I do not know what it is I always do.
Yes, you do. You're always so goddamn. Ah! You're so fucking good to me all the time. Why are you like that?
I was under the impression that positive feelings were typically appreciated by human partners. I know the quadrant system is somewhat different, but that is a thing I was quite sure of.
No, that's not it. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I don't deserve it. So everything happens, and of course, I guess I figure out that's how it's supposed to be. Who am I? Just some silly girl who thought she could fit in with other people, maybe. And I just end up alone again for so long under the Condessa's control.
You don't feel like you ever got to live as yourself.
Yeah, even though I guess I did growing up. But I was a child, and I was still trying to sort things out and spent years tearing myself apart over it. Do you have any idea how many times I wish things could just end?
I do understand how you feel, yes.
Is that why I'm out here?
What?
Don't do this. You saw who I was and what I'd been through, and some part of you latched onto it. That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Please stop saying that, Jade. It is not true.
Of course you'll say that, because you're fucking perfect.
I am far from perfect.
I'm so sorry. I'm just bothering you, right? That's it.
Jade, can you please listen to me for at least a minute?
I'm sorry.
Please do not say that. It is just, I understand how you feel. Probably better than you know.
Please don't do this. I'm not a child anymore, and I feel like I know things about you. Things I have no right to know. I can see things about me, but they're not about me. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm sorry. You're the first person I've spoken to in this exact situation.
That's a strangely specific way of putting it.
It's a long story. It's complicated, you might say. I know we haven't spoken much on my time in the brooding caves, or much about how trolls perceive gender. It is a complicated matter to address when dealing with a species so alike, and yet so different in many ways. Suffice to say, I was raised in a way that was highly isolating, not unlike your own.
Yeah, I guess I never really asked you about how you grew up. Does that make me a shitty girlfriend?
No, I find it to be completely immaterial to your qualities as a girlfriend. A thing I must say you are exemplary at in all ways.
Ah!
I do not understand the relevance of the number 80.
No, you see, it's like my face with my glasses, and I'm making a what mouth because of what you just said.
Oh, I see. Now, I am blushing.
It doesn't matter that much. I don't know who or what you are exactly, but I think I get it. Some kind of cosmic being that oversees everything? Except you're kinda not? I feel like at the end of the day, you're just kind of a girl like me?
Uh, Saying girl might be a bit generous at my age, but I'd say that's basically right. And yes, I think that you're in a unique position as far as the overlap of your personal story and mine, at least in certain key elements.
Oh, so you were raised by a dog with space powers too?
No, I. Oh, you're joking.
My point is that I was born as what you might see as a male. I was expected to fill a certain role in society, but it never felt right to me. I believe that in the terminology Rose has used, you would call me an ovary.
A what?
You know, the thing that cluck beasts lay. An ovuloid protein containment shell.
An egg? You're saying you're an egg? OMG!
Yes, an egg in the metaphorical sense, and then a woman in the literal sense, once I realized that was an option. Alternia is similar to Earth in that respect, also in that I was not treated especially well for it.
God, tell me about it. People on the internet were so shitty to me.
I guess I saw what you were going through, and I felt some connection to it, coming from a much less fantastical version of events, but I know what it feels like to feel powerless. To wonder whether I'm just supposed to suffer alone forever. To think I'm not worthy of basic affection.
But the difference is. God, I don't know, but there's a difference.
Is there?
I always wonder if it would have been different to have Grandpa around, or my parents. But I guess my parents were. I guess that wasn't really a normal situation, was it?
My mother was a giant bug. Such as these things go, it is not the situation we come from, but rather that which we find ourselves in. Not who we were forced to associate with, but who we choose to associate with.
Great, but that doesn't explain why you associate with me.
Because you are a wonderful woman. You are considerate and kind. You are a delight to speak with. You are a considerate and thoughtful lover.
Blushing?
Your physiological response to my comment is noted. In any case, you are a genuine and good person. Did you ever stop to consider why Rose was friends with you in the first place?
Of course there is. The difference is, I don't deserve this. What I have.
Jade, everyone deserves to be able to live as themselves, and everyone deserves to be happy with who they are. Everyone deserves people that care about them.
You say that? Kanaya says that? Rose says that? Why the hell can't I believe it?
Because believing good things about ourselves is usually harder than the opposite. It's a product of being told we're not worth it for a long enough time.
No, I guess I didn't think about that.
Do you consider Rose to be a person of spectacularly bad judgment?
No.
Does she seem thoughtless in who she chooses to allow into her life?
No, obviously.
Would you say she has poor choice in partners, generally speaking?
Ow, way to call me all the way out, Kanaya. Fine. No.
Then what makes you so utterly certain that you are the sole exception to this, as opposed to the alternative? That you are worthy of care and affection as much as anyone else?
Okay, so maybe I can't think of some big reason why I feel like this. So fucking what?
I don't think there has to be a big reason. We feel how we feel sometimes, for lots of reasons. Sometimes for no reason at all. But that doesn't make the way we talk down to ourselves valid.
Great! Tell it to my stupid brain then.
I think you're worthy of being loved, Jade Harley, just as much as your lovers, or your sister, or your friends. I have no interest in wallowing in your further abuse and degradation. How perverse would I be to want that? And what about myself? Would you say I am a woman of uncertain character, perhaps of somewhat loose morals?
God, stop it. You're just being silly now. You're one of the most amazing people I know. I would trust you with... God, with who I am.
Cat. With your truest self.
Why, yes.
Blushing. Exclamation point.
Stop it.
If that is the case, then perhaps my judgment on your own character bears repeating. At the risk of repeating myself, I love you. All of who you are and who you have been. All of the promise you hold for the future. The same way I love Rose. Completely and without reservation.
It's not that I don't want it. It just feels so weird. What if I screw something up? What if something goes wrong?
Then that's what happens. We live and we make ourselves vulnerable. Sometimes we get hurt because of that. But closing yourself off to the world, you know how much that hurts already.
Yeah,
You said you trust her.
I do.
Then trust her. Vulnerability isn't weakness, Jade. And shutting yourself off isn't strength.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm afraid of so much. Of being lonely or being hurt. But I think the thing I'm most afraid of... I think I'm afraid that the people I love will hate me. And they won't say anything because they're too nice.
A terrifying thought. And one I must admit I have perhaps entertained.
Can you promise me something?
I can promise and do all in my power to hold to it.
Can you just... Please tell me if you stop wanting to be around me. I promise I won't be mad. Just please don't hide it from me.
That one of the women I love most dearly would linger in darkness, unaware of the cruel fate which befalls her. I would sooner face the long death than put either of you in that position.
I know we've talked before. I guess we'll probably talk again, right?
Maybe. Who's to say?
I wouldn't mind that, I think.
Neither would I, Jade.
I think I feel a little better now.
Sometimes we need to bare our souls. Just the smallest amount.
I love you too. A lot. I mean, a whole lot. I don't want to be weird here. I know it's only been a few months.
That is immaterial to your feelings, or mine for that matter. I stand by my statements.
Thanks for everything.
Of course. It is my sincere hope that Rose and I will see you later today. For lunch. Maybe other things that are not technically lunch. It is, after all, your human birthday, where one traditionally receives gifts of a sort. Wink.
Oh God. Blushing!
Also, if anyone didn't notice it, there are tear marks on the phone as of like 3 pages ago.
Yeah.
The droplets.
Yeah, there's a couple and then there's more. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, the black text for Kit, that is literally just me. This is the AU where I just talk to my own characters. Because this was originally the AU where I was just really mad at what Homestuck 2 did and was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I haven't been linking the fix
Oh,
in
the
chat.
fix.
Here's
Yeah.
the link to the fic list.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing this. I'm trying to do different things with my zine pieces rather than just writing more stuff. So yeah, the first fic in this series and the ways of being have me like dunking on Alt Dirk, the like worst version of Alt Dirk, and Alt Calliope and other stuff. Vriska's and ways of being. So
I actually really
Check it
like
out.
what you did with that, though, because you offer, like, the narrator, who's supposed to be, like, sort of the benevolent... I guess I would say the benevolent narrator sort of contrasts the narrator that we've been getting in Homestuck so far, and then
Yeah.
Dirk and Alt Calliope, but having, like, the not the true narrator, but, like, the... I don't know, it just having that third person in there just sort of made that dynamic between them work a little bit better.
Hmm.
I guess that's why you're Kanaya Kenny, I don't know. Calliope goes...
Calliope is it's alt Calliope, so that's for the Candy Timeline narrator. So yeah, essentially she does. That's the yeah. Alt Calliope goes alt. Yeah.
Fucking...
They
Yeah.
they represent two different forms of like bad faith narration. The alt Dirk in my AU represents like the bad faith, like, oh, Homestuck fans are stupid for wanting to engage with this work kind of narrator, and the alt Calliope represents the like, oh, well, don't worry, we'll just fix everything without thinking about it. So yeah, then those two are just like, they have no narrative power. That's part of the point of this. They're just there to make commentary. They're basically a Greek chorus.
Which is, I don't know, the meta narrative stuff is fun, but I liked that better because, like, it does kind of have to take place in a story after the two of them had narrative relevance in order for them to be mad about it being taken away, but I like what you did with it.
It was fun.